So why do we need security in first place? To secure our data from, the external and internal threats. Okay, that might be like damaging the reputation or financially damaging our uh, assets. Okay, of an organization. Okay, so this can be this, that is nothing but you are under some threat. If someone is attacking you, means you're under someone tries to attack you, means you are under threat. Okay, but first of all, when they will attack you, okay, so there should be some reason, correct? Right? Like you are, there should be some reason, means there are different kinds of attackers will be there. Some motivation should be there. So we have different kinds of attackers in real world. Okay, so in if you take it like, some people just for the sake of money and all, these guys will be doing some kind of attacks. Okay, these guys are their main motivation itself, to to rob the money or something like that. Those guys are called as black hat. Okay, so these guys have got a malicious intention. Okay, for especially like for money or any financial gains, they will do all these things. Okay, their main motto is that thing only. Okay, and there is something called as white hat hackers. Okay, these guys, okay, are good people. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me draw it once again. Okay, okay. Oh God. Okay, one is white hat hacker. Okay, his main intentions are, good. Like he will try to find loopholes uh, in the system. Means like your networking system or your software systems or your applications or any of your process, all those things, these guys will help you out to identify the loopholes so that you can fix them. You can fix them. Okay, but whereas black black hacker, okay, different hats they will wear, hackers. Okay, this black hat hackers has got malicious intentions. If spelling is wrong, please ignore. Okay, malicious, I think, malicious, I don't know. Okay, malicious intentions. Okay, and it's mainly linked to financial. Means if someone pays some money, he will attack any your system. Or if he's going to get money, if he attacks something, like he can rob something from your organization data, and if he sells or something like that, he'll get something. Or if he performs DDoS attack, so that he can get some money from someone like that. Okay, all are financial intentions only. Okay, these are like, like the good and the bad in the organization. But some of them are there, like hacktivist. Okay, their intention is not for money, but for a but a but for a political cause. Okay, example, how many of you know Anonymous? Okay, let me show that to you guys. Okay, Anonymous. Okay, FBI will show. Okay, let us see that Anonymous web page. Okay, so these are like hackers. Okay, these are like famous hackers. Mostly they are in US and Europe. Okay, there if you see, like they are sending some messages to Colombian government, Elon Musk, okay, to the US government. Okay, that they are trying to dictate the world that, okay, you're doing something wrong. We are there. We'll expose you. We'll keep your data exposed. Okay, whatever your confidential data is there in between different governments or within the government. Okay, um, so these things, like, they are more of, political way they will be promoting. These guys do a lot of hacking activities as well. Okay, um, lot of hacking activities. Okay, but it's mostly, of the political cause, not for anyone's money or anything. Okay, mainly the political cause. Okay, so you can say that these hackers are like, they will be like, all these hackers will be anonymous except white hat hackers. Not anonymous in the sense like, they anonymous in the sense they don't want to expose themselves, but this is anonymous group itself, some group name itself in hacktivist. Okay, so their intention is not for money or anything, but for more of a political cause. The poverty has to be reduced. The government should not spend so much money on, like, these kind of, unnecessary things they have to do like this, and so give money to the poor. Okay, grabbing it from the rich, all that kind of things they will be doing. Okay, so that is the hacktivist. And there are, the apart from this, like, you are like, just some want to start some, uh, uh, you know uh, hacking. Okay, so you have a lot of tools outside. Okay, where you can perform a lot of attacks and all. Okay, like if you install Kali Linux machine. Okay, you have so many tools. You are like, you can generate 100 calls to one of your friend. Okay, make him like sick with those calls. Okay, if you have any eager, I mean, like, angry on any of your friends and eager to, like, make him, uh, like, irritated with these calls. Yes, you can do that without any paying a single penny. We can do that with lot of messages, lot of anything you can do it. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so these guys, these kind of things, using those tools, some attackers like you and me, okay, tries to make fun or, like, do the things right. They may be they might be like serious consequences for that as well. Okay, so but these kind of things, like, using some tool, performing some hacking activity where no programming, nothing is required, is like kind of, script kiddies those guys are. Okay, so we don't have much issues with these guys. We can easily track them and we can easily catch them. But uh, catching a black hat hacker or an hacktivist, okay, is very difficult. And there is one category, okay, that is, like, state sponsored. You might be seeing, like, the countries like China and Russia, or, North Korea, they do a lot of, uh, there will be in news that they do a lot of, uh, they are backing uh, some governments, like these. You might be seeing them in the news, but just the speculation is like they will be sponsoring these attacks on US, UK, Australia, and the European. And sometimes if there is any conflict with India and China, definitely you might be seeing some news that, like, they have attacked on Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE Exchange. Okay, these kind of things they will be telling. Okay, so in the sense like that, the country itself will have set of, uh, uh, some groups will be there, some rogue groups or some kind of their own attackers. Okay, those are all like statements for their country. Like if you take some other, like in these kind of things, what I can say is, even like Iran is also like, some, like, they produce excellent hackers compared to, even compared to China and other countries, because with the limited resources they do a lot. Okay, so, I mean, I'm not promoting or anything, but what uh, I mean, like, feel. So these countries, whatever they're, okay, um, they can actually like, dictate some conditions, or like, some if you take some other example itself, as a state sponsored. How many of you know that Skynet attack? Hmm? Stuxnet, sorry, Stuxnet. This is excellent documentary. Excellent documentary. Stuxnet documentary. You go there. Okay, that is something related to, you know,
Nuclear weapons.
no, not nuclear weapons. We should not say that it is nuclear weapon.
I mean, a
Uh,
production of nuclear
yeah,
weapons.
no. It's a uranium enrichment. Uranium can be enriched for any purpose, but we don't know whether it is really for weapon or not. It, yeah, there is something is there that this Israel and US has actually collaborated, and they have come to know that that Iran is actually developing, some specific uh, some nuclear weapon grade uranium uranium enrichment they are trying to do. So for that enrichment you need um, physiologists, what I can say that some kind of equipments, okay, where they have to keep treating the uranium, right? Those machines require some specific hardware. They have bought it from some uh, uh, the some Ericsson, or some from someone they have bought it, okay. And uh, what happened is the one which is to stop such kind of process, like to stop Iran in becoming a nuclear nation. US and Israel, what they have done, they have collaboratively created one software. Somehow they planted one agent or something, I don't know. They went inside and somehow they have like able to put that software inside that nuclear facility, okay, enrichment facility. And what it will do is, once if you insert it, it works only if a specific part is there in your organization, that whatever the specific hardware, if it is there, which, because this software might go to anyone's hand, okay, and if they also insert it in their nuclear plant or somewhere, it will be a disastrous, because what they have done is a specific product which Iran has bought. For that product, they have written the code. And what it does is, if it has to rotate for 1,000 means, okay, this code will make that particular whatever the chip, it gives instruction to the chip to rotate it 10,000 times. So that what happens, it is like excess of rotations it is happening, like than its usual thing. So within like very less amount of time they will get damaged, okay. So their main intention is to not to make this the facility to work, okay. So this actually identified by the antivirus team in the Norton antivirus team, because Iran is using some Norton antivirus. Okay, so somehow they got those logs and they were able to, identify it. Okay, and they were able to, like brought this to the light, and US admitted and Israel admitted that yes, we have planted that over there. Okay, so that is an excellent documentary. You can go and watch. So this is what is this? Like the Iran did the same thing to the US and UK and Israel. The same thing Israel, UK, and US are doing it to Iran. Okay, that means all the countries will have the some kind of state sponsored, the activisms to know the intelligence, or to the to impact others, all these things, okay. So just go and watch this one, and there is one more uh, excellent, okay, this one you go through it, it is like really excellent, you know like state sponsored way how it happens. And if you want to know the um, the black hat hackers, any good documentary, go for this what is that, Uh, Give me a second. YouTube.com. Just go to this document. It is very interesting one. Okay. Oh, okay. Bangladeshi Central Bank Hist. Yeah, this one is awesome. Okay, like a country like Bangladesh, which is developing country. Uh, Very sad to say that they have lost millions of dollars over the night just because of SMB related some the issue, some SMB related, as right, whatever SMB protocol related some issue where they were able to hack the Swift messaging system itself, Swift messaging itself, and able to uh, you know transfer millions of dollars. But this is very interesting thing. Okay, you can go through this. Sorry, guys. So Bangladeshi bank has in YouTube, you will get it. Okay, this is an Al Jazeera documentary, which is very good. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, this is also, or this one, anyone. Okay, this is better. This is the same thing, I guess. Okay, you can go through that. So these are all like the black hackers which they have done. And the earlier one which I have took is you know the the state sponsored. And apart from that, okay, whistleblowers will be there. Yeah, whistleblowers. Okay, whistleblowers is also like they bring the data to the light. Okay, examples. Okay, they will take help, like the members of uh, WikiLeaks. Okay, or one individual example, you can take it as Edward Snowden. Snowden. Okay, so what he has done, like there was some mass surveillance happening. Okay, in the 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 US after 9/11. Okay, attack. So they want to have like these terrorists or someone, if they are like communicating or anything. So instead of like they are not able to get that info, so what they have done, they started gathering the information from all entire US, all the calls they have got the president uh, the approval to listen to that data. Okay, so this Edward Snowden has come to know, and he brought it to the light. Okay, and he has produced all the what kind of surveillance that government of USA is doing, and all such information is kept. And a lot of like that the wealthy countries are poor countries. Okay, how they're using their political aspirations to like from the political side, and as well as the business side, how the people are, like what are their earnings, all those things will be listed, like so many information these guys have leaked it to the world. That's like what is Julian Assange is the one who is the founder of WikiLeaks, now currently in jail for some unwanted charges, which that UK government has actually imposed, not UK, US government has imposed. Okay, so now currently Edward Snowden is in taking asylum in Russia. Okay, he somehow is, I mean, like managed to, I mean, get to went to Hong Kong from there to you know uh, Russia, and he is taking an asylum over there. Okay, okay, so these are like different kinds of the attackers. Okay, so we might be getting the attacks from any of these systems. You need not worry about, like, it might be white hat hacker, like within your organization only someone is trying to help you out in identifying the loopholes. That time you should be like your whatever the um, alerts you have written should be able to get triggered if any of these things are happening. So that doesn't mean that for every attack do you need to stop. No, my country, oh, sorry, My organization has got some specific goals. Which data is critical? Okay, and what kind of data is critical? Okay, so that thing I will, I'll manage. See, uh, if I'm 100% sure that no one will attack me DDoS means, while I'll unnecessarily waste writing DDoS mitigation rules and I mean, like, alerts, dashboards, because my business is not that much. But as of now, why I should waste that much money? Instead, what I'll do is I'll invest the same amount of time in, like, if there are any attacks like URL encoding attacks or SQL injection attacks to expose, because I'm just um, any web-based application attacks, if they try to do, because I'm growing, I should be able to secure that first. So I'll put more focus on that web-based, the security. So that kind of your thought process it should be. Okay. Um, so now, okay, before to that, like, this kind of attackers will be there. Now, how these attackers are getting into the system, like your system, they are able to reach, first of all, how they are able to reach into your system. See, it is very simple. Okay, like whether it is white hat, black hat, activist, script kiddie, state sponsored or whistleblower, any one of them. Okay, or even someone by mistake, without, he is not an attacker. Okay, but by mistake he has identified some bug. Okay, so those guys are also, since if there are any vulnerabilities are there, okay, means some, okay, weakness, okay, or issues, okay, or bug, okay, anything, any vulnerability, you can say it as a weakness, it is an issue, or it is a bug. Okay, some software problem which might be a risk for your organization. If when if an attacker comes to know this an risk, what is meant by risk? You might be losing data or money or reputation. Imagine, okay, if you are a very, I mean, like, like, what if your company is doing $100 million a day business, okay, using your web page, your website, okay, one attacker has identified a vulnerability, okay, where they can upload some image and it displays onto the home screen itself easily, okay, and what happened on that particular web page, okay, they have uploaded some image, like, hey, you idiots, like that. How much bad impression it creates on that website for the customers. So you might be losing your, like, money and your, okay, if some cases you might be losing your data also, like if there is some SQL injection attack happened and people are able to view the data which is there in that particular system. Okay, so you are losing data also. So the risk because of a vulnerability where a bug is there, where you can upload some image or SQL injection or something like that, you might be losing your data, money, or reputation. This is called as a risk. Risk. If there is any vulnerability, definitely a risk will be there. Okay. So if a risk is there somewhere, okay, if a vulnerability is there means risk is there. Okay, definitely. Okay. Um, that actually what happens, this is nothing but a threat for your organization. Okay, so the threat, like, you're losing your all the credibility. This is the risk. Okay, because of vulnerability, that means a threat. Okay, that this vulnerability um, can be exploited. Okay, can be exploited. Okay, so this is a threat for our organization. So for that, if attacker, what he'll use some tools. Got it right? Some tools to exploit them. Okay. Got it, right? Okay. This is what, like, you should know in your security life, what is meant by risk, what is meant by threat, what is meant by exploit. So those are all like the things which you have to remember. If there is any vulnerability, definitely you will be at risk of losing the data reputation. So it is a threat for your organization, where the threat is like, he can exploit by using some tools, and he can uh, like hamper that vulnerability and make you like take you that, you know if there is a risk, definitely there is a threat. Okay, so that is the thing. So you remember these things very well. So how do you going to, like, uh, uh, like, to stop these things? Okay, there are so many things in place. Okay, but what is the best mechanism that our company has actually offered us? Okay, so that's why you use a defense in depth mechanism. Okay, so let us take it in a simplest way. Okay, what did I say? Okay, every system will have data, correct, right? Okay, every system will have data. Where the data is going to get stored? Okay, this data is going to get stored in a system where inside any application. Okay, so example, Zoom is my application. Okay, Zoom is my application. Okay, which I am communicating with you guys now. Okay, so inside that Zoom, I should make sure that Zoom is secured. As a developer, Zoom developer, I should make sure that application should be secure, so that its data will also be secured. Oh God, give me a second, guys. This is an application, or like this, I'll keep. Okay, this is a application. So data will store always in application, and the applications, all the applications are where? In the operating system, correct, right? Where it will be? All the applications, where they are? In the operating system. You can say it as operating system, and say it as anyone, you can say, or operating system or host, you can say. So correct, right? Our operating system is there. In that, so many applications are there. In that only we are storing this data, correct, right? Okay, now this entire thing, what I want to say here is to, like, multiple systems are there, where there these systems are present in a local area network, correct, right? In your office, in a local area network, you have to secure the local area network as well. Local area network as well. This is an important question. Defense in depth. Okay, our internal network. Internal network. Now I will show you whether we have studied this earlier or not with one example. Entire diagram I'll write. Okay, after this. Okay. I'll draw the diagram, and then you'll come to know whether correct like that. Okay. Now then you need to have, okay. Then you need to have, okay, perimeter security. Internal, two different multiple networks are connected together in the organization. They are connected to the internet, right? Perimeter, that is called as perimeter. Where the exit to the office. Okay, perimeter network. Okay, perimeter network, that is called as. I will show you that, don't worry about that. Okay, and your office has got a building, right? Correct, right? Your office is a building. For that, physical security is also important, correct, right? It is not just your own this thing. You need to have some securities, okay, to be in place. What is that security? That is physical security. Am I correct? Yeah, this is correct. What is that? Physical security. Like security guard will be there, or access card to that lab. Hmm, okay, and everything is there. But if your company management is not supporting you, or if they don't have any, the policies, okay, that says that, okay, we have to follow ISO standards, we have to follow, NIST standards, we have to follow, uh, say for example, GDPR standards, we have to follow SOX standard, we have to follow PCI DSS standards. Okay, so these like standards to follow, you need to have policies, procedures, and okay, you should also have awareness. Okay, like every now and then tell your all employees to attend some security trainings, that is like security awareness training, like okay, unnecessary emails please don't open. Okay, like unknown, like if you find some links, okay, first you check whether the link is valid or not by not clicking, just moving the cursor on top of it, you'll come to know. Or check the source of who has sent the mail, whether it is the genuine source or some unknown source who is actually pretending to be your manager. Okay, that kind of things. Okay, so these are like, don't lock your system without the password, without you attending for more than like 1 minute or 2 minutes. Okay, don't keep any papers or anything, writing the password on a paper or anything and leave it over there at the system. And don't, the even physical also, don't leave your uh, cubicle without locking it. Okay, your cubicle pedestal will be there, right? That one without locking it. All such thing, don't write anything on the board next to your PCR, anything, okay, in your office. Okay, keep it clean without any confidential data to be displayed. Okay, so this is like the processes and policies are there, and that you are telling your employees to follow it. And procedures means like standards which you follow. Policies means your company has actually, okay, we want to bring up a policy, like we are going to clean desk policy we will keep. Okay, so that means you are writing a procedure that, okay, what is a clean desk procedure? Okay, these steps to be followed, means nothing to be written over there, no password should be left out, no company related documents, printed documents should be available on that. Like that is one. If it is like online, no, nothing, like every thing has to be backed up. Okay, something like that, some procedures. Okay, okay, so this is the physical, policies, procedures. So now if you see this, let us apply the same thing, okay, in our this thing. So policies and procedures is for the people, okay, that you cannot see it with your it's in organization, you have to implement it. But remaining things, let us see. Okay, some physical means like in a building, like if you go physical, one security guard will be there, and if you should be using access card, and then you have to enter into the office, that is physical. Okay, now the real the network related things and how we are securing, we will be taking a glance at it. Okay, now let us take this particular thing. Okay, so this is the router, that is our office router. This is the perimeter, correct, right? This is a gateway. Okay, and you have, this is a router. Okay, this is a gateway gateway or perimeter. Okay, entry point, entry router, or you can say anything. Okay, it's a router. Okay, and this is connected to what? Connected to what, guys? I want answers here.
Firewall.
Firewall.
Yes, which firewall? That's what I
Perimeter
want.
firewall.
Perimeter.
Yes.
Perimeter firewall.
One example of perimeter firewall.
Palo Alto.
Yes, Palo Alto next gen firewall, you should say. Palo Alto firewalls are there internal also. Okay, perimeter firewall. Okay, means we are slowly here what and all equipments are there, that only we are seeing. Okay, perimeter firewall. Okay, then, and this is connected to one more router. This is not, okay, this is not, okay, take, this is not an perimeter router. This is a internal router. Okay, this is a perimeter entry point or router, gateway router, or anything you can say. This is an internal router. Okay, okay, internal router. Okay, this one. Okay. Now, internal router we have here, we are here now. From here we have reached here. Okay, and now like internally, okay, what are, like, in this particular area, what is the security device which you have identified for securing this perimeter? One security devices, you tell me. This is one security, correct?
Firewall.
Yes, in perimeter you have one more security device called as,
IDS.
DDoS.
IDS, IPS.
yes, yes, DDoS mitigation tool and IDS. Okay, okay, Arbor. Arbor is the example. DDoS, which helps you in tackling the DDoS attacks. Okay, so which is like here, DDoS mitigation tool. Okay, yeah. Now you are aware of what is happened at the perimeter. If someone asks you perimeter, you know, you are aware of it. And here to the router or any switch, if you are using, if it is a small company, here all the logs which are coming into the internal, okay, and which are going out to the internet and which are getting into the organization, one copy of it you are sending it to which system? One copy of it, IDS, you are sending.
IDS.
You are sending it to IDS. IDS. Okay. Okay. IDS main responsibility is, I have firewall. Why I need IDS?
Firewall is to just allow and drop, where this is used for correlation, where you have the logs.
No. I'll tell one thing. Okay. IDS helps you. Okay. It inspects. Okay. The, firewall. Firewall, it checks the IP address. It checks the, the port number. Okay. And takes a decision to whether to allow the traffic or block the traffic. Correct, right? Okay. Or max, it will go and check the application layer. It will check. Got it, right? In like in next gen firewalls, it will check application layer also, like whether the domain name is good or not, such kind of things. But whereas IDS, I will inspect the packet. Either it can be any kind of, IP, DNS, HTTP, okay, anything. It will inspect the packet, means the content also it will check. Inside each and every headers also it will check. Got it, right? Huh? Guys, have you got this?
Yes. Yes.
Internally, not only just IP address or just port number, internally what it has written, those things also it will check. Okay. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry guys. Okay. So now the IDS, what it does, okay, not only only the IP address or only the port number or only the URLs, it will also check, okay, what is the content, entire header fields of HTTP, entire header fields of DNS, entire header fields and body of IP layer, also the, the MAC layer or the TCP layer. Those things, these are internally in depth. They are not checking which one. Firewall.
Firewall.
Okay. Yeah, IDS do that. That's why if it is a heavy load work or not, heavy load work, right? That's why
Yes.
if you place here in between, okay, if any traffic comes, if IDS is here, the communication in between the requests and responses will be so much slow, because every traffic it has to inspect and it has to be allowed. So to avoid that, boss, let's keep it in separately. What we'll do is, whatever it is coming in and going out, one copy of data will be sent to the IDS. Okay. So after IDS inspects, it will just let us know that whether any suspicious thing is there or not. Okay. Like that it is. If suspicious thing is there, they will identify based on the signature. If a specific pattern of any header fields is matched with the signature of the IDS, then that means something suspicion is there. Means how they have come to know the same kind of content is used by some other attacker earlier, which is matching with the current some header structures or some kind of the format of the data. Okay, all that things. So immediately it will be notified using an alert. Okay, when the signature matches to the to whom it is, to the IDS team. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to write some alerts as a SOC team. If there are any alerts for the signature, if you identify any signatures within last 15 minutes, then even that, the logs will be getting generated that I at that IDS, right? Those are I am collecting. Not only the IDS team will be notified with their own alerts, but through logs I have identified, like whether it generated any alerts, any signatures, it identified any signatures within last 15 minutes or 20 minutes, every 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Those things I'll be checking. So that things we will see. I have the logs, IDS logs, we will monitor that. Okay. So now that is the IDS, which is uh, which is here. Now let us remove that. Now I said internal router. Internal router will
Sir, have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
So, as per this explanation, if it is a IPS device, it will be inline and it will, I mean, it will make the traffic
No,
slow.
no, 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 no. It is not like that. Okay. Here also an extra IDS detects it. Okay. And IPS, if there is anything, IPS means IPS is an software module in it. Okay. An extra software module in it, like this. Okay. In this, like consider this is an extra software module, IPS. Okay. IPS, some software module. Okay. Like this. Okay. What it does is, okay, if IDS detects any signature, okay, it tells the respective systems like firewall or anything, any specific system or anything like that. They have some scripting language where it will send that script to respective systems to do a specific task. Like if you take F5, you have like I rules you can write, where the I rule is written as a copy of file, and as soon as if signature comes, then it will tell that, hey, this guy looks to be suspicious, block him. Like that script will be sent to this, and that script will get triggered here. Okay, some instructions you can trigger using the IPS. Okay, if there is no IPS, only alerts, then you have to manually tell this firewall team to block this IP over the mail or over the phone or mobile, or through an instant IM message or anything. But here you're telling that already some configuration is here. You're just sending those IPs to this machine, and here the script gets executed, and those IPs, whatever the IP IDS has detected, will be updated in the blocked list. Got it right?
Yes, not.
No? Is it
No, sir,
clear?
I got it. I understood. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is, if you know not to place in between, it actually hampers our performance. So that's why earlier it was there. Now they have removed it because it is like hampering the performance of the network. So
Okay,
extra
sir.
copy I'll take, okay, and I will send block it later.
Sir, most of the companies will be using IDS or IPS, like anything such
It
that is there.
depends upon, like, unnecessarily you don't want to come, like to a conclusion that it is like malicious IP only. So what most of the companies they do is they will buy IDS and IPS together a package, and if they identify something tar or any specific scanning or anything, for that kind of things, they might have written IPS rules to block the traffic. But remaining any other suspicious activity, only signature based alerts, whatever they are getting, they will be manually taking care of those actions. Got it?
Yes, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So that is the thing. Okay. So now let us move to other parts of this network. Now, this is a router. You can have any number of interfaces, correct? Right now, this is an interface. Now, earlier, whatever you've seen is a firewall at a perimeter. Now, internally also we have to secure the network, correct? Right? That's what it is telling. Internal network also we have to secure. Defense in depth. Here, for entire organization policies and procedures, we have physical, like, building entrance, we have access cards, all those things. Okay, and internally, like to server rooms and all, access cards and all those things, like security also to be placed in front. Okay, for perimeter, okay, we have R bar and this, the perimeter firewall. Okay, but I don't say router is a security device. This is a routing device. That's it. This is also not security. It's a routing device. And you can consider this is also within the perimeter, because all the traffic going to the perimeter and coming back to the perimeter is inspected by IDS IPS. Okay, so I will be considering this is also within the perimeter. But what is meant by internal, like here, okay, is this one. Okay, take one, this one. This is also a firewall, but this is internal firewall. Internal firewall internal. Okay, examples. What is the example? Cisco ASA firewall. Please remember this. Okay, if they ask you which internal firewall you're using, Cisco ASA. Okay, and it is connected to what, guys? It is
Load
connected to,
balancer.
yes, you have to be like that. Okay, load balancer. Okay, old, if people who has missed it, go to that old batch and watch them. Load balancer. Okay, load balancer. Okay, load balancer is connected to what?
DMZ.
Internal switch. Let us see DMZ and all. It is later. Okay, in the sense what you call it as, you call it if you are not keeping any personal data here or critical data, then we will be calling it as DMZ. Got it, right? But architecture, how it is looking, that is what we are looking. Okay, this is a switch, correct, right? And switch is connected to various, okay, computers. Okay, and now tell me, where and all internal network, which and all devices are defense in depth comes under defense in depth?
Internal firewall and
Ah,
any, any rules you set in the load balancer.
okay, so here I will say that load balancers, okay, and WAF also. Example company, can you tell me one company? F5 is the
F5.
company. Okay, you have to tell your organization is using FI load balancer with WAF functionality. Web application firewall is the one which here all web servers are there. Okay, and the traffic going towards the web server, this WAF is securing it. Okay, which is used for security purpose. And internally we have Cisco ASA firewall. Okay, for mitigating that. We don't require to use next gen firewall. Okay, unnecessarily, like it is cost, and so it is doesn't give any advantage for you here. Okay, so this is the thing. So the same way, one more route like link you can create, like you can create how many number of links you want, you can create it like this. Same way, it looks to be the same. Okay, but here if you don't have any critical data, then it will be DMZ, where only web pages are there, where the public coming to reach your main homepage, right? Okay, that is called as DMZ. If you have any internal servers and all similar kind of network, but servers is like database server, something like that, with load balancer like switch and firewall, all such things will be there. Those are all different internal networks. Even for your home, like your office also, your personal computer location also, instead of load balancer here, this won't be there, like switch will be there, firewall will be there, and all your computers will be there here. Okay, that is called as internal network. So how you are going to achieve it? You are going to achieve uh, internal network using load balancers, web application firewalls, and internal firewalls. Correct, right? Okay, that is. Now operating system, how we are going to get the security? Operating system or host, how you can secure it? Tell me how you can.
Antivirus.
Yes, correct. Very good. Okay, so you have to use antivirus. Okay, antivirus for what purpose? For okay, host security. Okay, simple. What traffic is coming and what traffic is going? Okay, to control that, you have host based firewall. Okay, correct, right? Correct, right? This is firewall. This firewall is host based firewall only. Come on. Where is it? Okay, and you have some data like firewall. It is how it is there. Same way you have hits also, host based intruder detection system. Okay, host based intruder detection system is also there in place. Okay, now remember, antivirus is different, host based firewall is different, host based intrusion detection is also different. Just remember this. Okay, just remember this. Antivirus is different in a system, host based firewall is different. Host based firewalls will have like same outside firewall how you have some system also, like what traffic you want to allow, what traffic, like traffic in the sense, I don't think we have this. Okay, here it is. Okay, let me remove this. Oh, okay, yeah, you're able to see this, right? All this, like everything is like one port. Okay, each port, how many ports you have, these things, if you go through it, these many services are actually running on my system. Okay, now what, whether I have to allow through incoming this particular service or not. Okay, I have enabled means yes, action allow. Okay, then which process it is using. Okay, local address means like yes or no, something is there, and the port, which protocol it uses. Okay, all those things. Okay, some internal firewalls, it will take decisions based on the your internal firewall configuration, that whether the traffic that is going out into my system from a application to be allowed or not is written over there. Okay, same which ports to be allowed and which ports should not be allowed, means you are actually stopping the attack happening from the beginning itself. So how this can be achieved? This host based, the firewall activities, how you can achieve means, you can buy some, or you can harden your operating system in a way that only this services has to be worked. Okay, so for that purpose, whatever the Microsoft gives, they might by default enable a lot of services for you to communicate to the external and externally to communicate to your organization. But few companies, what they have done is they have formalized some process. Okay, uh, you know mm, uh, CS. Security. Give me a second. I'll let you know the website name. I think I have it in my phone. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Where it is? Okay. No, 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 no. Okay. Security. Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me pause this video. Okay. CI security. Okay. Organization.org. Okay. Guys, being a security engineer, okay, some control sometimes it requires for us to uh, do. Okay. So like for your organization, how you have to implement that controls and all. If you go to this website, okay, um, like you have lot many, you know, uh, these things controls are available. Okay, so these things you can download the controls. Okay, like you have to just give your registration details and you can download it. And these guys are providing HAR, right? Sorry. Hardened OS. Hardened OS. What is meant by hardened OS means these guys, these guys are images, hardened images. They will be providing you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Means they will give an OS in a way that it is more secure to use. Okay. Yeah. Microsoft OS only. They will do. They will take the Microsoft OS and they will just create it in a way that like what services to be available and what services to be blocked, all such things in these the images, like whatever the hardened images will be there, right? Those things you can download and you can use it. The only thing is like you have to use the license. Okay, I think CS hardened images are here, I guess. Like you have to enter like Windows machine, AWS also, Azure also, Google Cloud, anything you can use, like all these things, Linux if you want, also it is present. Okay, CentOS also hardened, Oracle OS also is there, SUSE Linux is also there, Nginx means application, um, the servers like web-based application servers, along with CentOS, how it has to be there, what services to be allowed, what services to be closed. If it is Postgres SQL, for that also they might have created some hardened system. Means the robust way of like how it can be like more securely the config, you can configure which services can be enabled, which services can be, what processes has to be stopped, okay, all the time. Okay, unnecessary memory related some applications they might have deleted, all those things they might have done it, okay, and created one the operating, even I think they will give Windows also, I guess. Okay, Windows, but I don't know why they are not, I'm not showing there any issue. That is the here it is, Windows servers, yeah, here. Okay, like 2019, 2062, the 16 they, you can go and buy from these guys those things, so that you need not require for you to, because these are standards, CI security standards based systems, right? So everything is in place. Now you need not to bring any person to again making that server like more secure or anything. It's already secured. If you want any service to be enabled, you can directly go and enable for your application needs. Okay, so that is how it is. Okay, so this is called as system hardening. Okay, so like in that particular thing, what what ports to be opened, what ports to be closed, all those things are written in that. Okay, all those things are configured in that. Okay, and hits means like some softwares which are there, like ideas how it is there for us for inspecting the traffic going outside. We have some hits. Okay, some antivirus now taking care of that hits part as well, like latest antivirus which are there in the market. Okay, so but usually it is host based intruder detection system. Okay, nowadays antivirus itself is taking care of that. A normal antivirus, like whatever the files when you are trying to launch, or when you are copying, or when you are inserting in the device, for all such things anyhow you have the antivirus, whether to check the file whichever it is there is malicious or not. How we are going to check it? It's very simple. Okay, I would like to show you that. Okay, now download oh god, I would like to download some malicious files. Okay, this is an important step. Okay, please be careful when you are using it. Okay, now just I have downloaded this software. Okay, uh, go here, extract to, I think some password to be given. Oh, okay, what is the password? Some files may contain the expert password protected verification. Okay, all files contain malicious code will be password protected with a password of infected file. Okay. Uh, 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 let us see. I think .exe we should not keep, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Something, I'll go to some other website. Malware Bazaar. There are some other websites. Exploit DB is there. Okay. Here, like, you will get all kind of, malicious softwares you can, uh, exploits you can actually create. Record management. Okay, let it be. But I just want to provide, yeah, this is the approach, how you can actually get into that, exploit that system. Okay, but let it be. Here only exploits they'll be selling it as of now. Okay. First, I want this. If you see this, caution, download infected password. Okay, okay, show this. Okay, extract to infected. Okay, where is it, man? Did we lost? Okay, I don't know. Oh, somewhere it is, man.
It's there down.
Where?
Scroll down.
Which is the file? B, right?
Yes, it's there below.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me pause this recording. Okay. Okay, go here. This is the file. Okay, I don't want anything. I don't want to touch it also. Okay. Now, anytime, okay, if you have any such, malicious file or anything you observed in your day-to-day activity, you have to go to virus total. Okay. Go here. Okay. You will have a corporate edition of virus total, which your organization uses. Okay. And choose the file. Okay. Like you will be signing up and just paste it. Select that file. Okay. Now this file is like, these are the different antivirus research companies like Palo Alto, McAfee, Kaspersky, okay, Symantec, Malwarebytes, okay. These are some famous researchers. Okay, they have their products also. Um, like these guys have actually identified this as malicious file with uh, what kind of category it is. It is like, some say adware, some say it is like a scanner, some say it is like, something different, what kind of the category it is. And you can get more, like, for the same file. Okay, this is the file where it went. Okay, whatever the file you have seen, right, to that file is converted into different hashes. See, this is MD5 hash value, this is SHA1, this is SHA256, then it is vhash. Like that, so many type of different hashing methods they have followed. And what they have done is, once after following this, every antivirus software, they don't keep in their antivirus, they don't keep the files in that. Okay, for comparison, how they will do is, if any of the file you are trying to execute in your machine, okay, it will be first converting or calculating the hash value for that, and takes that hash value in the antivirus. If there is, in its database, there are a lot of hash values are there, which are all malicious files hash values, and compares with all those hash values. If anywhere the hash value, okay, of this system, if it is a MD5 hash, means it starts validating in the MD5 hash table. Okay, and checks if it identifies, if anywhere it matches then it will come to know that, okay, this is a malicious file, and it will block that or deletes it or puts it in quarantine. Okay, which one? Malware. Okay, is that clear first, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is important. This is like your day-to-day activity you do. Okay, if you find any malicious thing, first you will take that file, you put it into the the uh, virus total, and get the hash value. And if the hash value matches to the any systems already there here detected, then it will show you this thing. The same thing happens in your antivirus as well, but here it is like they have showed it with your naked eyes what it is happening. As soon as once it is identified it as malicious, or any of the the hash value detected with the antivirus internally in your, which where you have installed it might have detected it. So that is the reason that file got this thing. You can do a lot of these things, like take that file to as a next step, run it in some sandbox and know what it is doing, what are the IPs it is trying to communicate, what are the domains it is trying to communicate. Okay, what are the communications it is receiving back, all such things also you can see that. But sandbox is a test dummy, where no critical data is there, and it is not completely isolated from our you know separate our corporate network, separate lease line we have taken it, or some separate private line, or some separate connection we have taken for that system. Okay, which is not related to this. Okay, so that kind of things you'll do. But as of now, if you get any antivirus identified some malicious file, that means how some hash file of that file you are trying to execute is, and the malicious hash files which the antivirus software is already trying to see, if it matches, then it is considered as that malicious software. And then you start investigating by, like, how many people they are telling this as a malicious. Then you have to bring that file, and here in virus total you have to upload it, and then you have to see, like, oh, this has got 42 vendors out of 69 vendors have detected it as like malicious. So it means something more suspicious. So this may helps you in writing more about the incident, like giving more like this kind of inputs to the to the incident ticket. Like you can give as a L1 or L2, you have to give that information. Okay, and what its behavior, what it is doing, all such information it is here. Okay, you can analyze that. You can still get into that. Okay. Okay, as of now this much is enough for you guys. Okay, so so this is like as I said, like the antivirus, like how it is going to stop or secure or defense in depth, that like systems, how you are going to secure them. And there is some other thing, like after, apart from hardening of the system, uh, apart from like antivirus installation, apart from host based firewalls, apart from hits. Okay, you have to like secure the applications also. Like I am developing some web application server, and I'm creating a web application client and giving it to the customers to access my web server. Like Zoom app is an application which the company has provided me. Is it okay for you, like who is providing that application to me, like that exposes my credentials or anything to them, to the attackers? No, you have to make sure it should be more secure. So make sure the applications are also secured, and the data in that particular application is also more secure. So applications and data. Okay, application, how you can secure it? Okay, this you can achieve by better coding. Okay, better coding. Okay, example, some like password should not be like entered with special characters. Okay, comment should not be like, or any special location no scripts to be allowed in any input boxes. Okay. Huh? Okay. If someone tries to access web server, any web page is responding with some error, it should not show any information about database what you're using, or web servers what you're using. Okay, all such things when you are developing the application itself, you have to take care. Okay, means like as I showed you some web pages like amazon.com. Okay, slash something. Okay, this web page is there with Amazon 100%. Do you think it is there? Do you think? No, they have, instead of what they have done, they have web page is not there. Instead of like some error page there to display some nice uh, error codes or anything to display, they have like sorry, we could not find the page you are trying to reach, like that. Some nice image they have sent. Is this the page which I expected? No, instead of sending error code, okay, they have sent me this. If you take Flipkart, one company, they follow different approach. Take Flipkart. Okay, Flipkart website is there, but something like this web page is not there. Okay, it will go to the Flipkart. Since it is not present, see, there is no such thing like error code, like error or something.
But when you inspect inside the browser, like there
That time,
it will
no,
show.
no, 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 no. That time it is like browser should know, right, what is happened for the end
Yeah, yeah.
user. Okay,
But
then
on the page it will not show.
yeah,
Like
yeah. See, if
404
you take
not
this,
found.
yeah, say this one, you see. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so this things has to be handled properly. Okay, got it right. Okay, else it will be uh yeah, see, this one is like page not found, it is showed, correct, right? Okay, error code it is showing. Okay, but some database issue is there. Example, not here, some data you sent, some database issue has come, it will show some, whatever the response is, like SQL store this particular command query did not give you the result or something like that output. If it comes, that end user or attacker will come to, oh, this is this database they are using, this
Yeah.
version they are using. Okay, I know this. For this, what I can do is I can go and you know uh, uh,
Find vulnerabilities for
find
that particular.
vulnerabilities for that web server, and I'll try to get into that particular system. So that's why properly here, not like this also, still somewhat more here. Okay, error code, still error codes, it's okay, but no like web server errors or database errors should not be thrown here. Page is not found and all, yes, you can status codes and all you can display, but not like some pages like it will show, right? SQL error like 5.6 error, something, some version related something they will show, something like Apache server error, some this Apache version, this particular thing, and this is the error codes. Okay, some errors warnings, these are things like that you might have seen some pages, right? Correct, right? So that kind of error should not be there. Okay, so that is how you have to handle the applications. Okay, and data, as I said, like SQL data, or like whatever, you know like when you are entering some password. Okay, you have to make sure, like the password, when you are entering, instead of uh, the data it is showing, it should be like dots, it has to be stored at the client. But server side, if any error comes, like it has to be like covered, that that unable to process this request at this moment, like that, instead of showing the which SQL server, what command did not execute, and what is the error report you have. So all those things showing is not required. Okay, so this is about the defense in depth. Okay, okay, today we have covered almost all important security aspects. Encryption we have covered, correct, right? we have covered defense in depth, and we have correlated defense in depth with our real world network related aspects as well. Okay. These are like, everyday day-to-day things which we are, sometimes like, antivirus related things, virus total and all, how we have to use all those things we have observed. So guys, I would like to tell you first, like just understand CA in a way that whether how how we are going to apply to encryption for confidentiality, integrity through hashing, okay, and availability by putting load balancers and backups and all these things, correct, right? And I have also told you, like, you have to little bit comfortable with the encryption, like, the symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric means same key for uh, encryption and decryption you'll use. Asymmetric means one key for encryption, different key for decryption. That much only you have to remember. And if you want, you can go and see the examples which I have shown you. Okay. And you should remember one more difference is encryption is, that is two-way process. Once if you take the plain text, you are converting it to the cipher text, and then take the cipher text and again you can convert it to the plain text. Okay, so this is like encryption, but whereas hashing is one way. Okay, once if you convert some file to hash, take that hash and you cannot convert it to the text file again. Okay, hashing is one way, encryption is two ways, that you have to remember. Okay, so and you, these are all like, like whatever you're seeing now, this, like why you are securing this, all these things, because you want to secure your organization in a way that like defense in depth mechanism, where you have to write the defense in depth in mechanism to be placed in a way like right from the application development of an organization. Okay, what they do right from the core, like, the developer who is developing at the beginning of the development itself, he has to consider like he's securing the data till the organization itself has got some policies to secure the organization itself with a lot of policies, processes. So security first management support should be there so that ground people can actually implement it. Okay, so first high level management, that is like policies and procedures to be placed, and you should be having better security. You have excellent applications, softwares, everything, but no security guard is here. They can come and they can steal your data and arms they can go. Correct, right? So that kind of issues they are going to face. Okay, so defense in depth is also very important thing. So why we need all these things in place? That's why, like, um, these things are required. Only the reason because, yeah, 1 second. People might find vulnerabilities in your systems, and which because of these vulnerabilities, you'll be in risk where these vulnerabilities can be exploited. So that will become a threat, okay, to your organization. Okay, so that thing you should be very much aware. And the systems, anyhow, you can you can and one more thing I forgot to explain. Okay, guys, any system, okay, uh, if you are like, attack, anything happened, okay, some attacker has actually identified some vulnerability, okay, some software, like, you have released Zoom has released the software, and in that some attacker has, or some person has actually identified some vulnerability where they can easily get the the free calls. They can, like, normally if you get the Zoom, say 40 minutes free they will give, but like for training and all, I cannot do that. Okay, so I have to extend it. So for that, what purpose, what I'm using, I'm using the uh, corporate version. Okay, so I have paid monthly this much amount, and I'm getting renewed that particular license. So if without paying anything, if I'm able to identify a bug, I mean like where without paying me anything, um, I have exploited some. I have a vulnerability that where I can exploit it and use the application without paying anything. Like how I'm using it now means like no time limit or anything. Okay, that kind of bug I have identified. Since I have identified now, and no one doesn't know it, okay, that is just a vulnerability. If it is known to the entire world, okay, if it is known to the entire world and even to the vendor like Zoom, okay, that day is called as 0 day. What is that? What is that called? 0 day. Some people will say that day which I have identified the bug itself, um, 0 day. No, I don't say that because you know that, okay, but entire world doesn't know it. Once if the entire world knows it, then only it will be to the security community, that is the 0 day. Since there is no fix for it, okay, Zoom has to give the fix for it. Since Zoom also have come to know, or the entire world, either Zoom, whether they have heard it or not, but at least to the world, entire world has to know. So how you will come to know? Like I said, exploit DB is there, right? So if you find anything vulnerability, you can go and uh, you know uh, put it over here. Okay, what kind of vulnerability you have identified, all those things. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, close this. All those things, like what kind of vulnerability is there and which platform, what type, and who is the author identified. Okay, so all these things you can actually upload it here, okay, to this exploit database. Okay, so what I would like to say here is like, the day on which the entire world knows about any vulnerability is called as uh, 0 day. The day once the Zoom or any company fixes that particular bug is called as nth day. 0 day, nth day. Just remember that. 0 day and nth day. Okay. So that is very important. Okay. So now you tell me like what are the applications are helping us to secure my uh, network. I have WAF, internal firewalls, IPS, perimeter security gateway, sorry, perimeter firewall, and Arbor. This kind of tools are there for my network security. And for my host-based security, what I have? I have host-based security using antivirus, host-based intruder detection system. Okay, Alien Vault has got that. Okay, but apart from that, now every vendor is giving host-based security in the antivirus itself, and host-based firewall like Windows has got Windows firewall or something like that. Okay, so all these things are there, and you should be having application controls like which application has to be running and which application has to be closed. Just go here. Okay, queue here services. Go here. There are so many applications will be running. Okay, in the status of running, started, all these things, right? If you don't want some processes not to be running, you can disable them. Some are important for the operating system, they must be all the time running, so that only you will be able to access this Windows. So those you cannot, but some third-party applications or some unnecessary applications, you can stop some services. Applications means services. Okay, got it. Okay, so here. So that's what is all about. And last but not the least, I said about uh, you know some policies and procedures. Procedures. How like your organization decided like, hey, let's have like ISO 27001, like phone pay. We'll go to this website. Okay. there. See, this is a CISA, PCIDSS certification. Correct, right? Have you seen this? Okay. So there are some standards are there. PCI DSS certification. CISA is company which has done it. CISA is a certification company which they will follow PCI DSS standards to verify whether like if someone is using a credit card on a website like any Amazon or like Phone Pay or Google Pay or you know uh, Alipay or any other pays, okay, any applications or any social networking websites where you are purchasing something like which is allowing you to add the card or anything ads if you are buying or anything, okay, website where it is accepting, okay, it is more like if you they will say that it should be PCI DSS standards. Okay, PCI DSS stands means personal card information data security system certification. There are so many bodies are there who can help you out in getting this, like CISA is one among them. Means like they will validate that whether you are PCI DSS standard or not. CISA will tell that yes, you are standard after they check. Okay. And like that PCI DSS, okay, you have something called as GDPR. For credit cards, that is debit cards, very card information. PCI DSS, there is something called as GDPR. GDPR means if you are an European citizen, okay, and your data is there in India, US, UK, not UK. I mean, like I think GDPR is implemented in UK as well, I guess. In US or in any other location, okay, apart from even in uh, Europe, if you are holding any European citizen data, they will give you some standards to be followed, how that user's data to be stored, whether the user is in that particular country or not, irrespective. Even the data is stored in some third party country like India or Australia or UK or I mean like US or Japan or somewhere, South Korea, anywhere it gets stored. Even though that in that particular country, if user is not staying there, but if his data is there, that time you should follow GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations, which European Union has, recommended that certification has to be there for that company who is storing that citizens' data, European citizen data. So that is called as GDPR. Now, many companies like will be dealing with the European data, like Reliance, okay, like Amazon, okay, they might be dealing with, so they have to follow those standards, okay, wherever their data is getting stored, okay, for the entire company, okay. So this is the GDPR, okay. Next, after the GDPR, okay, there is something called as SOX, okay. SOX compliance is nothing but okay, it is which whatever the companies which are like stock exchanges will be there, right? Like BSC, NSC, all these things. Okay, those stock exchanges, if they are working on specific like the users data they are processing, their business data they are processing, so they they cannot just simply do all those things. Okay, they have to follow certain standards, how to like which kind of data, what is the real-time data they have to show, all such thing compliance is required. Okay, that for stock exchanges in US and all, they have to follow SOX, okay, stock exchanges. And if you are having a medical company or a hospital or a medical department store, okay, in US, you have to follow HIPAA compliance, okay, HIPAA compliance, okay. Health insurance, either it is a health like hospital or pharmacy or pharmaceutical company or anything medical related, any data if you are storing any patient data or anything, if like insurance or anything, you have to follow HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act in US. Okay, these are the standards which every country follows. Okay, even in India, they have to follow HIPAA compliance because it's like they have apart from the government set regulatory things, this already they have implemented, right? We are just adapting it. That's it. Okay, they don't say it as like for US citizen you have to use this. No, no, not like that. Okay. Okay, this is a HIPAA. Okay, so these are the few things which I thought of like explaining you. Okay, just I would like to write down here, and I want to know whether you are okay. For European citizen data compliance, what it is? GDPR. Okay, got it right? Okay, guys,
Yes,
for
sir.
any of the personal card related information,
PCIDS.
ECIDSS. Okay, standards. Okay, for any organization, okay, stock exchange related thing,
SOC.
stock.
SOC
Okay, for medical related thing,
HIPAA compliance.
HIPAA.
HIPAA. Okay, and apart from that, in our like our
ISO.
organization, ISO 27001.
One.
Okay, for data information is secured in an organization or not, in India it is ISO, not only in India, everywhere, but India follows mostly ISO 27 if any organization. And apart from that, okay, what else we have? ISO, I forgot something in between. I forgot. I'm not getting it now. Okay, okay, got it. Fine, okay, let it be. Remember, these are the few which you can tell it to the yeah, what are the GDP? I mean, like compliances, means okay, I got it now. This is US, like they have their own ISO kind of thing, that is NIST. Okay, NIST 800 or 8000 something. Okay, okay, NIST, NIST, National Information Security, I think something. Okay, NIST standard. Okay, I think here if you get, you will get it. Oh God. Okay, where it is? NIST.
List is compliance or framework.
Yeah, framework only. You have to. No, ISO is also compliance framework only. All it will give framework only. It will give 27,000. One will give you the framework of how to implement in your organization the security controls. Okay, like this some. Okay, NIST 800 or 8000. Security and privacy controls. Yeah, NIST. Okay, 800 only. Okay, correct. Okay, so that is the thing. So guys, that's all for now for this thing. Okay.